Hello everyone, today I will be doing an in-depth review of the 24-inch ANNT LED light bar. So to start off, it has 9,000 lumens total, 120 watt industry standard rating, which I'll get into more later, IP67, which means for the most part it's waterproof. It encompasses 3 watts per LED, which makes an outstanding 225 lumens per LED. It is a spot and flood combo, with the spots being in the middle and the floods being on the outsides. The total length is 24 inches including hardware. However, the actual light bar itself is only 20 inches. These 20 inches encompass 40 individual LEDs costing you about $1 per LED, so all in all, not a bad buy. The mounting hardware is a simple setup. It is designed to be bumper mounted, hood mounted, or roof mounted. However, with some creativity, you could mount this thing anywhere. It has a simple interlocking design that is very stable, which is a relief because not all light bars are stable like this one. Another cool feature it comes with is an inset cord, which is also very nice as many light bars do not have such a feature. Normal light bars have wires running out the side or bottom, and they kind of get in the way sometimes. The cord is a simple setup with 2 male connectors. If you're not a wiring genius, these will be helpful to you, especially if you buy a wiring harness that can accompany them. The light bar has cooling fins on the back to help keep it cool. I bench tested the light bar for the better part of a day and it was only warm to the touch. I'm sure the fins are more for looks, but who knows, maybe they help the light bar stay cool in the Mojave Desert in the middle of the day when it's 120 and having the light on is completely pointless. Another thing that is nice about this light bar is ANNT does a good job of keeping their logo discreet and out of the way, so if you aren't into showing off brand, you don't have to, just flip the light upside down and the brand is hidden. Something that I would like to mention before I continue is that proper wiring is essential to these light bars. Improper wiring, even at its slightest, will cause these light bars to have less output than they should. So if you're not a wiring genius, you might want to take this to a shop and have the wires installed for it. I should also note that this light rack does not come with a wiring harness or directions on how to install. So to start this off, I will be disconnecting the 6 LED lights on the bottom of my light rack and turning off my headlights, so that way you can see the performance of this light bar in particular. In this video, I will be mounting the light bar in 3 places: bumper, hood, and roof. I'll also be describing the pros and cons to each spot. The first spot I mounted the light is the bumper. The light worked well and I could definitely tell what was going on here with the flood spot combo. The spotlights projected forward while the floodlights threw light all over the place. You can really see the spotlights as it looks kind of like a hot spot in the middle. This was by far the best place to mount the light bar. The only downside to mounting a light bar on the bumper of a vehicle is that it's the first thing to get crunched if you hit anything. Now I do apologize, I do not have a video camera that is designed for night recording. I do have a camera that takes night photos, so all in all the still shots are actually a pretty accurate representation of what the light actually looked like. So just keep that in mind during the videos here, that the light would actually be a lot brighter than what you can see. The next place I mounted the light bar was the hood. The light from the driver's view was diminished quite a bit. I think this was because of the massive amount of hood glare. It was really obnoxious. Again, in this picture you can really see the hot spot. It was also apparent that the floodlights didn't work very well as most of the light was cut off by the hood. I know this is the safest place to mount a light or a light bar, but I wouldn't bother with it. The last place I mounted the light bar was on the roof. The light worked surprisingly well up there. The hood glare was really bad, however. I had to squint to look out my front window. The other problem with the roof-mounted light is they make a lot of wind resistance at freeway speeds. This means more noise and less miles per gallon. They also have a habit of getting torn off by trees, so if you mount your light up there, you gotta kind of look out. So overall, my opinion of this light is definitely worth the money. It is bright as hell and seems pretty tough, probably because it's made out of metal. The current price for this light is $40. Sometimes you can find it on sale for around $30 too. The next part of this review probably won't make sense to the most of you, however to the few it does make sense to. This is for you. Now earlier in this video I said I would describe what the 120 watt industry standard rating is. If you have watched a few reviews on this product, some people will state that it is not the wattage it is advertised as. What they are saying is true and not true at the same time. A common way that electronics are rated is simply by calculating the maximum amount of wattage the electronic device could possibly use. Henceforth, in theory, this light bar could use 120 watts. Now here's where the confusion comes into play. Some people have bench tested this device to check its wattage. What they have found is it is using less wattage than advertised. Bench testing is one of many industry standard ratings. What you have to understand is there are multiple ways to come up with a number to rate something. If you need examples of this, look at the world of stereos, be it house stereos, car stereos, guitar amps. Some stereos will say 100 watts RMS, some will say 100 watts peak, and some will say 100 watts peak to peak. 100 watts RMS is going to be about a quarter more powerful than 100 watts peak, and 100 watts RMS is going to be about twice to 3 times as powerful as 100 watts peak to peak. Overall, the moral to the story is marketing. Marketing is going to use the highest number they can. Well, now that I've covered everything, I hope you enjoyed the review.